Welcome back to the Vintage Model Railway. Now then, by way of a change, I thought we'd have a look at my other railway. And this is the one that's actually up in the house. And it's 00 gauge, code 75 track, so it's finer scale than the Hornby Dublo. Not that much finer, but two rail of course. And it represents the area that I grew up in at summer holidays, and my friend Kenny and myself used to watch the trains, the Western Region trains, come past the area that we were in, and that area was the Southern Cotswolds, as it's known, not far from Swindon. A little village called Brinkworth was where Kenny lived, and I used to go there with parents and stayed with Gran and Grandad. Grandad was on the railway. Now this is supposed to represent Dauncey. There was never a railway station at Dauncey, but I quite like the sound of it. There was a canal, and that's the canal we've just seen. And this is Metcalfe kits in the main, with some scratch building, and we've got City of Truro there, and we've also got a 45 XX Great Western locomotive, and we're just honing in now on Kenny and myself watching the trains from the embankment. Now we didn't actually watch it from an embankment, we watched it from the goodshed, and we didn't have a fence like that either. It was all open. It was in Station Road was where Brinkworth was where we were. Now we just come the other side of the tunnel, and that tunnel goes through, yes it does go through the chimney breast, and this is we're just coming into Brinkworth now, and Brinkworth is infamous for being apparently the longest village in England. But we did have a little bridge like this, and the farmer did take his cows across, so that's why we've got that. You can see the farmer and the cows. Now just down there is a camping coach, which I put there for a friend. she stays there from time to time. And this is the village of Brinkworth. It's a little bit different to how Brinkworth was. Brinkworth is on the Badminton line, which runs from Paddington to South Wales, and so we had all sorts of locomotives come past. We had of course, we had the castles. We didn't have kings. I don't remember a king coming past, but it certainly has City of Truro on a special tour, and that must have been in the late 50s, perhaps early 60s. I can't remember now. Can't really. I've tried to find out when it might have been, but I do remember Kenny saying to me, Peter, quick! City of Truro stopped at Brinkworth Station. So we rushed over, and there it was, absolutely glorious. And I think that really cemented my view of the Great Western Railway, Western Region. I always loved it anyway, but anyway, we're now going to head across to the other railway. Now we've a look at this one, and I must say that I do enjoy this one, which is a much smaller now than it was, and this is the state we're in now on the Hornby Dublo. I have, as you can see, trimmed back the cork and painted the baseboard something to complement the track colour, and that was because the cork, being a natural product, tended to swell with the humidity, so we decided to cut it right back to just beneath the track now. And it was the olive colour is a mix of various colours that I had, and it's just a basic emulsion type paint. Actually it's Faro and Ball, which is a very fine non-plastic paint. So I think it works quite nicely actually, and you still get the sound deadening effect of the cork underneath. Took me quite a long time to take everything up. And we've also got the backboard is now painted a blue, and we've also got a little level crossing now, and that actually is that's a Hornby level crossing. I wanted something a bit smaller than the Hornby Dublo. And that fish van, inshall fish, when you look at that, it's as accurately modelled as the very latest ones from China. So Hornby Dublo were well in advance of modern times, weren't they? We've got a few signals. Now, I have just recently got myself a book which I had in 1958 when I had my train set, trying that was, grey track if you remember that. And the book is by Ernest F. Carter, and it's the Boys' Book of Model Railways. And that was my Bible, so to speak, and I used that to do the railway modelling back then. And I'm so pleased to have a good copy of it. No one scribbled in it, which was great. Now that locomotive just going past, that's Cardiff Castle. Now, as you know, Cardiff Castle is actually 2-rail, but I have managed to convert it, not by getting another tender or somehow getting hold of the plungers in the tender. I actually made my own plungers and springs, and the spring pressure is absolutely critical on these. It took me 2.5 days of intense work to get it right, but it works a treat. And it's so nice to have Cardiff Castle, which is a locomotive I had, 2-rail, on my. I used to run it on my Triang, and so I was determined to get another Cardiff Castle and then convert it. Now, obviously, the easy way would have been to buy a Castle class Bristol Castle 3-rail and just use the tender, but that the tender I had on that Cardiff Castle is lovely, and I didn't want to do that. Another little few modifications down here, the parcels area there, and some extra track work, sidings, and some N2 locomotive. And these are lovely, these N2s, making a bit of a collection of them. So here we are, we're just coming towards the end of this video. I hope you've enjoyed it and seen the progress we've been making. Thanks for watching, and see you again soon, I hope. Bye for now.